One of the biggest lies that whiskey drinkers tell themselves is, I'm done buying whiskey for a while. I have said that so many times in my days, but you know what? I haven't stopped buying anything. Yes, I have a problem. That is very apparent. So from the last budget video I had, I have amassed 17 bottles here and one more on the way. So that's 18 new bottles that I want to share with you that I've added to my collection. I'm going to split these up with bourbons and then scotches. Let's get into them. As you know, I like most whiskey expressions, and I think Scotch is probably my favorite. So I've got 7 bottles here and one on the way. So let's get into the front 3 here. I have a Longrow, which you saw in one of the blind taste videos, a Springbank 10, and a Springbank 15. These 3 are very hard to find, and I just found this about 2 days ago, so I was very pumped about that. So let's get into the Longrow. This is a peated Campbelltown, no age statement, made by the Springbank Distillery. They have a bunch of other expressions inside Longrow, mainly the Longrow Red, which I need to get my hands on. Longrow Reds are older age statement Longrows that are finished in various red wine casks, and they do a new release every year. So I want to find one. They're up to about 15, 16 years, so they're definitely very good. However, this one was around 90 bucks. Again, you're getting a little bit of that Springbank premium price there, but very, very grainy peat that I had. And if you saw my blind peated video, you knew that I thought that this one was very, very grain forward, but it is still very good by itself. Peated Campbelltowns are very, very interesting. Springbank suffers from the high hype, low inventory problem that a lot of the allocated bourbons have. This is Springbank 10. Very, very good. This one was about 92 bucks. I think that's really high for a Springbank 10, but it's the better prices that I've seen lately. This is 46% alcohol, and it's 10 years. Now, they do a different vatting every year for their age statements, so future me will let you know what is in this bottle, as well as this Springbank 15 here that, again, I just found 2 days ago. I got it for about $170, not too bad for this. I've seen it anywhere from $220 to $250, which is just absurd. Now again, this is most likely the 2024 release. This was the last one on the shelf here, so very lucky to find this one. I know by talking to the Scotch father that I think he enjoys the 15 more than the 18, and probably the 12 cask strength a lot. So I am excited to crack this one up, and again, future me will tell you what is in this vatting. Okay, let's get into my Islay. Boom. One of my favorite unpeated Islas of all time. This is Bunnahabhain 13 Marsala cask finish. Now, this can only be found in a store in Maryland, and I will not tell which one it is. It was $110. This is just going to be this chocolate, salty pretzel dream. This is so good. Haven't cracked this one yet. I cannot wait to do so. I'm gonna try and just keep this closed for as long as I can, but I probably won't be able to do it very long because this is so good. The other Islay, you guys know, is my last video. The Octomore 15.3 is on its way, all 307 ppms of it, and I cannot wait for that one. Again, that one cost me around 310 USD because I have no self-control and I couldn't just wait for it to be in a store in the States. Okay, and 3 Highlands for you. I got Highland Park 12. A buddy that was in Colorado grabbed this for me for 50 bucks, which is the most ludicrous price I ever saw for this bottle. That is awesome for this. 43% alcohol. It's called Viking Honor. Again, not cracked, but I am excited for this. If you get this for 50 bucks, this might be one of the best 12-year-old whiskeys, or Scotch whiskeys at least, on the market for its value. Boom, this guy, I picked this one up for about 115 bucks on Father's Day. Highland Park 15, Viking Heart. Haven't opened this one yet either, but it's 44% alcohol, and I just like the styling of this bottle a lot. It really stands out. It's simplistic while also having some nice art to it. I really like this bottle. So I gotta crack these 2 at some point. And my absolute favorite Highland Distillery, if you've watched me enough, Edradour. This one is a Burgundy cask finish, 10 years old. I got this 2 days ago. $145, which if you guys have ever bought an Edradour, you know that their prices are a little higher because they are so small and they have so low outturns on their barrels that they kind of gotta make the prices a little higher. But I love it because they make probably one of the best distillates in Scotland. This one is 60.3% alcohol, and I cannot wait to get my tongue on this liquid. Edradour, I have not had a bad one. I don't think I'm gonna ever have a bad one, but this is going to be fantastic. And I lied, I have one more Scotch. This is a peated Speyside. This is Benriach the Smoky 12, 44% alcohol. bourbon cask, sherry cask, and marsala cask. Now, if you saw my blind peated video, you knew that I actually chose this one over the long row. This actually kind of tasted a little more like a citrusy, fruity peat, less of the grains. And I think blind-wise, my tongue was like, dude, you're actually gonna like this a lot. So the Benriach Smoky 12, yes, they do make peated space sides, and they do make peated lowlands. So at some point I'm gonna add that to my collection. But there's all these scotches that I got so far since the last video. Okay, so I also have 7 American whiskeys and bourbons that I added to my collection so far. And you guys know my Peerless Double Oak, 108 proof. Oh my gosh, this thing is so good. Incredibly rich, incredibly flavorful. Amazing finish, great for these like chilly fall nights we're gonna have coming soon. It is allocated, but if you do find it, about 80, maybe at most $100 if you really want one, but I really do recommend this Peerless Double Oak. Now this one, this is a Redwood Empire Pipe Dream Cask Strength, 116.8 proof, and this is bottled in California, aged at least 4 years. I have heard a lot of good things recently about the cask strength Redwoods, so I found this and I was like, let me just grab it. This was $69.99, so definitely a great price for a cask strength bourbon. And the mash bill, I love they have information on the back of their bottles. 74% corn, 20% rye, and 4.5% malted barley, 1.5% wheat. So it's a 4-grain high rye, and I like high ryes. They are probably my favorite mash bill type for bourbons. I think they're just, for me, I like the extra poppy notes. But I cannot wait to dig into this bottle. Again, I've heard great things about this. So if you see one of these cask strength Redwood Empires, go for it. Now this one, this is Green River Full Proof. My knowledge of this is a little limited, so future me might have to correct this me. But this used to just be a distillery that never actually bottled their own stuff, and now they are revived and are again. So this is a full proof. It's 118.1 proof, and this was super cheap, around $55, which, if you guys know, full proof bourbons at $55, go for it. Now, this isn't a single barrel cask strength, which I want to find because my buddy Scotch Father had one and he is in love with it. He says it's probably one of the best values bourbon that he's ever had, and for me right now, that's my Penelope Architect. So if I can get my hands on a single barrel cask strength Green River, gonna do it. So gotta crack into this bad boy and see if I think the same thing that he does. Now, or this little beauty. This is from a small distillery in Frederick, Maryland called Mcclintock. This is a private release only for a store over the Bay Bridge. It's called Over the Bridge. This is 110 proof, and I got it for $60, so that is great. The cool thing about Mcclintock is all their ingredients are grown and cultivated in Maryland. So it's just pure Maryland here. The only thing missing is the Old Bay. So maybe we'll see one soon. Now this is 3 years old. Had a sample of it at the store. It is very solid, especially for a $60 bourbon. I think the mash bill on this one is a high rye, and I think the corn is probably around 78%. Now, this bad boy. I got this guy for $180, which I think is almost around MSRP, a little higher, but I saw it. I don't love Knob Creek, but I've heard very good things about this Knob Creek 18, so I grabbed it. And as you know, I haven't opened it yet because I'm scared to, and I have way too many open bottles. But I've heard awesome things about this Knob Creek 18. So if you've had it, comment down below, let me know if it's good, just so that I can see, hopefully, good comments that are like, yeah, it's gonna be good, open it. So then maybe I will sooner. My last bourbon is 1792, aged 12 years. My buddy that lives near Georgetown found this at a store. He was like, you want it? I was like, yes I do. And I'm pretty sure this guy was $60. Absolutely great price. And it might be 80. If I'm wrong, I'll put it on the screen. But this thing is so freaking good. I think it's around 48% alcohol, and it has all the smoothness of the bottled and bond and all of the flavor of the full proof. This is a wheated bourbon, and I think this probably might be my favorite wheated mash bill. This thing is so good. The 12 years, you don't get an over oak taste to it. It's very divine. But it's allocated, so don't spend too much money on this bottle because it's not worth it. Go to my one rye I got. This is Heaven Hill Grain to Glass Rye. Now, I have heard a lot of things about these. I've never seen them on the shelves. I finally found one. I think actual MSRP is $100. I saw it for $149. I was like, you know what? Let me just do it. It's not like secondary, but it's definitely a markup. This is 63% alcohol. And if you don't know the story about Heaven Hill's Grain to Glass, They partner with farmers in central Kentucky, and they get all of their grains from a specific farm. And what happens is they'll just get different flavor profiles, the different grains they use. So this one here is from a farm it's from the Becks. It's the Beck farm. And again, not cracked yet, but I like that they use local farms and like showcase what these farms are doing and using their ingredients and just helping support them, because that's really, really awesome. Now, my last whiskey I have today, you might have seen my short. This is a hazmat, my first hazmat ever. This is an American single malt distilled in California. It is a 13-year, 73.56% whiskey. And I gotta say, when I first had this, there's a little bit of like a burnt tire note in there, but it wasn't as hot as the 147 proof would make you think it is. It had a lot of nice depth. It's very thick. Like, that's the big thing. It is super, super thick. Like, almost like drinking just syrup and then you put glue in it. Like, that's how thick this whiskey is. I haven't had a pour since then. I'm gonna let it mellow out just a little bit, and hopefully that like burnt tire turns into something a little less harsh. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. So this is my first hazmat, and I got this through. This is a seal box pick. This was $270. Again, I'm a proof guy. When I see high proof, I just go for the high proof. So I'm not regretting this purchase at all. I think I got lucky here because it is pretty good. So if you've had any hazmats, what's your favorite one? Comment down below. I would love to know some more hazmat whiskeys we got. Okay, it's time to do what I don't want to do and do the totals. Let's let future me do some math. Okay, I need to stop. And I'm also going to Austin, Texas and Kentucky. So I should chill out before I do those 2 trips, because oh my God, these shelves are going to explode, because I cannot help myself because I am very impulsive. So anyway, there's a nice little added collection video here. If you like to see these collection videos, these highlight videos, or some bottles that I have, let me know. Comment down below. If you like this sort of videos, again, leave me a like. Not subscribed yet, make sure you do so. It's one of the best ways to support me. Also a nice little join button down here. That goes directly to me. It helps me buy more whiskey and satiate my hunger. But anyway, thank you guys, and see you next time, and cheers.